y'all. Welcome to Heartfelt Expressions with Katara Speaks. Today, we shall talk about podcasts and recording, as well as our feelings and gratitude. That is kind of vague much, though I guess you had to listen more to find out as we dive deep into this episode. That sounded a bit long-winded and vague, but that's okay. Welcome to this journey, or welcome back. Alright, guys, oh my gosh, I started a different episode saying the exact same thing. Though I am currently stressed. I am. I was trying to tinker with incorporating video into this podcast, I was trying to use a different app that I would later use, and it was infuriating. It really, really was. The angles, the lighting, the inability to even preview the video in the app. That feels outrageous. I don't even know if the audio sound good in the video, if things turned it out okay, like dang. So I am back to using what I used before for this podcast, and I shall use it until I cannot any longer. Yeah. My gosh. Guys. I had so much I wanted to say for this episode. I've been thinking for the past week or so, and I did not expect this episode to turn out or start out to be stressful. Honestly. Okay. This is what I'm telling myself right now. It's okay, like, you've done this before. It's a learning curve. Things happen. Yeah. It sounds better in my head. Cause I'm a little stressed. Yeah. It is gonna be okay. For learning curves is a thing. I am already cringing at my filler words. In different languages, filler words sounds natural, sounds normal. Though I remember I was in clubs. I do not want to promote stuff right now. I was in clubs that emphasize not doing filler words, that you get points off for every word that you did. I became so good at it, y'all. I had like a perfect score of no filler words. Though now in this podcast, I would have got so many points off because I am going off the dome and not being perfectionistic. I can, though, going forward, pause every time there's I can be more conscientious of this, because I listened to my last episode and I don't think I said a lot of ums per se. I'm not sure, actually. Last episode, I was conscientious about talking about self-love. I listened to my other episodes and I realized that I talk to you guys, I refer to you guys a lot. And when I talked about loving myself, I didn't wheel you guys in as much because I was, one, sleep deprived. I remember I said I was gonna go to sleep around 7 a.m. Guess what time I went to sleep, y'all? I went to sleep at 12 p.m. I went to sleep around noon. It was ridiculous. I got the things I wanted to do for the day, I think. Um, I posted, I edited. Okay, when I say edit, I don't really edit these episodes anymore because it is too tedious. I listen to tracks available in this app, um, and I'll see what sounds good transitionally for these audios. Then I do the descriptions, the title, the questions, um, the seasons and episodes. That's all I did. It could be tedious, yes, though I do not go deep diving and editing all the and I think that's the filler word I use the most, actually. Yeah, I do not do all that. So, I also wanted to talk about something else. Oh, yeah, about the past, in a sense. I remember I wanted to erase things from my past. Forget that they ever even existed because of how frustrated or angry I am how things turned out to be. I realized I was not honoring those chapters in my life fully because during those periods of my life, people, places, and things had an impact on me. And my view during those points were different than they are now. Tiny informations, guys. Informations can change our perspective. Though at the time, I saw things as I saw them, and I cherished people, places, and things in my life. And I forgot. I forgot that was a thing. And so I was reflecting, and I realized I was trying to erase them entirely without giving myself the validity, yes, validity of my feelings and my decisions. Guys, we have made the decisions that we made with the best of our ability. Yeah, we thought the decisions we made were the best at the time, even though logically it might not have been so. Our hearts might have spoke, or our heart spoke and logic was out the window. Either way, we did the best that we could with what we knew. And we should give ourselves grace because yeah, we tried our best. I was reflecting on that recently. Yeah, it was pretty profound emotionally. It's like, wow, life is life. Life is life. I'm not I'm not stressed anymore, guys, about what happened earlier. I honestly want to delete this whole episode and try again. Though this is the process of documenting my journey. I actually feel better. Yeah, I actually feel better. um so mindfulness. Mindfulness. I acknowledge that I said that word 3 times. I am again sitting on the carpet, leaning up against the wall on that wedge I told you all about. If you guys listened to previous episodes, the sun is not in my face, luckily. I think today is a cloudy day. I see clouds, though they are not in pretty cool shapes because the clouds filled the sky where you can not see blue. Really. It's just white. A white canvas for our imagination. Yeah, that's a lot of clouds. um, let's see. I acknowledge that I have not said as many filler words after I acknowledge my filler words. I am able to cut them out completely if I so choose. I might, you know, some languages it's encouraged because the awkward silence may be too much. Yeah, I am now cherishing the silence between my words because before I used to speed through all my sentences, racing to the end of each thought, so out of breath that people will look at me and be like, "What did you just say?" I recall now. I recall something that I wanted to mention. In one of my episodes, I was like, there was a replay of criticism of me and would replay in my head, and when it stopped, it was still be told to me by me. I realized that that conflicted with the narrative of picture perfect Asian. In school, right? Yes, people did not see my flaws. Most of the criticism became, not became, came from my family. The people who knew me behind the mask, you know? I felt as if I was being corrected into the image that my family wanted me to be, in my perception at the time, you know? And yeah, so by the time I went to school, I felt as if I was ironed out. And there was no need to criticize me because what is there to criticize if I am so talented, if I am always happy, if I quote unquote did not make mistakes? What? Yeah, it was strange. It was strange how I was idolized in a sense. Not relatable because everyone else seemed to have emotions, make mistakes, and did all that. And I was the exception to the rule. It felt lonely in a sense because I felt as if every time I tried to fit in, I was had I had a spotlight on me, you know? I was put in the spotlight. So, yeah, I kept up I kept up I kept up what? The act? It wasn't an act per se. I just showed the idealized version of me. Idolized? I don't know. Yeah, I showed all my good parts, and like I didn't show other emotions and mistakes or whatever. Because any mistake that I made, I felt as if it was the end of the world. Anything other than an A or A plus, I felt as if I failed. I put more pressure on myself than my peers did. So, yeah, that was stressful. That was in high school, by the way. In college, I was really relaxed. Yeah. um. So, what else shall we talk about today? We talked about mindfulness. Let's talk about gratitude. I am grateful that I have a podcast. I know I talked about it before, though this is pretty cool to document my journey. And I remember people will ask, why are you documenting your journey? Why does your story matters? You're just a person. And I was like, because everyone's stories matter, you know? And for me, documenting my journey allows others who who felt similarly or been through something similar to I may feel as if they're not alone on their journey, you know? Especially when I've been there and came through it. I felt anxiety, I felt the depression, I felt these things, felt as if I always had to be happy. And I realized that I didn't have to be always happy. I realized that it's not always going to be dark. Yeah. And me documenting my journey allows people to see that's like, oh, things may not happen overnight, and that's okay. This journey is also for me to see my growth, to see that, wow, the process of practicing self love is worth it. Because when I complete this podcast, complete the other endeavors that I do, or on this journey of doing, it's progressive. Milestones, in a sense, stepping stones. Well, I guess more of stepping stones of the efforts that I have done. Yeah, and people could relate. Also, I think it's fun to have a game. A game in a way of getting to know a person, to see different aspects of a person through their words, through their poetry, through their art, through different avenues of expressions. And for this podcast in particular, hearing what's on my mind, hearing how I feel, the the rawness of these unedited episodes allows me, you, and other people, well, I guess you are, but you know what I mean, a glimpse into a life. And it could be like a mirror to see, to reflect on your own. Yeah. I think that's the beauty of these documentations, honestly. It might inspire you to share your story, your thoughts, your feelings, and realize that you're not alone. Yeah. This podcast has become so much more than just a diary or a journal. A, it's not a vlog because no video yet. Though I probably will do video eventually when I figure out how to get it good. If I use my phone, that is. Yeah, this journey is more than just for me. Um, I am grateful that I am able to do this. I am. Yeah, I really am. Okay. Anything else I want to share today? I talked about gratitude, though let me reflect a little bit more about what I'm grateful for. Yeah, I am so grateful for nature. I haven't went hiking in a while, though I think I may. I choose to. I choose to go hiking more because being in nature allows me to get in touch with myself more. Because, oh man, I just used the word because like so many times. um, Being in nature helps me clear my mind. More than clear my mind, acknowledge what I am thinking. My thoughts are heard more. And when I acknowledge my thoughts, I am able to become more present. Before, when I ignore my thoughts, it becomes louder. And when I am in nature, I'm able to hear them. And once they are acknowledged, I am more able to be in the present moment. See the trees, see the clouds, hear the birds, and the leaves or the rocks as I walk. Yeah, whether in the woods, or on a beach, or in the mountains, or in the grass, it is lovely to be in nature. Yeah, breathing in the fresh air. Hmm, I think I might do that today. I might go hiking, or at least go for a walk. Baby steps, you know? Yeah, get myself out there again. I am proud of myself for creating this podcast episode because I have been delaying this for so long. I wanted to do it a day ago or the day before, though I felt so frustrated that I didn't want to capture my emotions. This is a practice, y'all. It's vulnerable. I don't want to come on here frustrated and angry and feel uninspired. I think the other day I really did not had the energy. And I felt as if I'd be like, oh my gosh, this podcast. No, I don't want to feel as if this podcast is a chore of a thing to tick off the list. It's something that I choose to do because I want to, not because I have to do this, because I do not. No one is forcing me to do this. And that's the beauty of it, you know? When I talk about timing, recording things and timing, that's what I meant. The other day, I was dreading to record because I felt obligated to do it. And I didn't want to bring that energy on here. Though that would have been a different episode, you know? That would have been an interesting episode because, yeah, this is a journey. Some moments I do feel like, man, I had to create an episode today. Oh, I need to do it this week because, yes, that's what I set out to do. You know, I've been setting myself up every single day with, I created these bingo cards, daily bingo cards, and I have a blackout prize, guys. And yesterday or the day before, I wanted to create a podcast episode. And I felt so frustrated. I felt so frustrated that I kind of cheated. I cheated and replaced it with something else and rearranged my bingo cards so I can win. That is that is that is strange. I could have used a lot of different words, though it is strange that I felt the need to feel accomplished. It's okay. I'm telling myself and I'm telling y'all, it's okay to not accomplish everything you planned out for the day. You don't have to punish yourself for not completing everything you set out for the day. Give yourself grace. And I'm telling myself, give yourself grace, girl. Yeah. Um I think that I I shall what's that? Be okay with not completing everything. I don't want to keep editing my bingo cards to get a prize. It feels like, oh darn, you was gonna get the prize today, so let's edit it so you can. Yeah, that doesn't feel right. So going forward, I shall not do that. Give myself grace, honor my energy, and be okay with not getting the prize every single time. Yeah. One day I didn't do anything on my daily bingo. I took it as a relax day, and I didn't do anything. It was blank, except the free space. Like some days I have 9 things I want to do. That is a lot. 9 big things that I want to do. Then some days I have 8. Yeah. Today, I think I have 9 things I plan to do today. And one of the things is recording this podcast episode. Though I don't feel obligated to do it today. Um, though I'm glad that I did it so I can get the prize if I finish everything else. If I do not, it's okay. Yeah. I think that's all that I want to share with you guys. The episode is getting rather lengthy. This around 30 minutes, guys, is it seems as if that's the typical range of my podcast episodes now. So, we shall see. I realize I ended the main segment on a awkward note. I said we'll see. We'll see what? We'll see. That is still inconclusive, honestly. I guess I wanted to say we'll see what happens next, you know? As I am doing this outro first for once, I usually do the intro. I usually listen to the main segment. As I was listening to the first 30 seconds of the main segment, I was like, wow, it started off on a quote unquote bad note. I was upset. But it's okay to feel our emotions, y'all. It is okay. Our emotions are trying to tell us something. And what was my frustration telling me? My frustration was telling me that, hey, new things may not come as easy as I anticipated. That's okay. You know, we can interpret our emotions in so many different ways. That was just a glimpse of a analysis of the beginning of this episode. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I talk mostly about the episode, honestly, in this podcast. I have not listened to the main segment because I just went right in. So I hope you guys did enjoy and find it relatable in a sense. And if you're inspired to share your own story, whether to people you know, on a podcast yourself, on video or audio, I'm not sure. It would be cool to see your expressions out in the world. Yeah, because your voice matters. Your story matters. Your thoughts and emotions matter. Yeah. So, I hope you guys are here to stay. I wanted to say something else than the usual. I hope you guys are here to stay on this journey. If not, it's okay. I appreciate you anyway. You can give me the stars on this podcast. Heartfelt expressions that Katara speaks. You can share it. You can comment. Mm, yeah, listen to other episodes in this podcast. I think that's it for now. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. And yeah, until next time, I see y'all soon.